So what's the main focus of your business, Dale? I know you've got a couple of different businesses. Are you focusing more on the investment side, the HMO side? I know you're really busy with the furniture side.
Yeah. On the furniture side, I feel as though I've controlled it enough to let the management team we've now got in place take over it. The products are right, the price point's right, they know where they need to be.
Yeah.
So it's fairly simple now. I'm concentrating most of my efforts at the minute on finding more sort of JV partners to work with in and around Oldham. There's a lot of old buildings in Oldham that need regenerating, need bringing back to life.
Oldham's a real hotspot at the moment, isn't it? I've just written an article for the site about Greater Manchester and all the different regions, and I know you work heavily in Oldham. You've got some fantastic projects in Oldham, but it's really popular at the moment for many reasons.
Yeah, Oldham's popular because you've got the low house prices, and the rents are pretty good as well. They're not obviously not the best because of where it is, but they're decent and the yields are a good return.
Yeah.
We're now staying away from, apart from the pub I've spoken about earlier, we're staying away from HMOs. We're going into the possibly micro flats.
Okay.
We're quite excited to try and do something with container living. We keep exploring that. Yeah. Whether they'll let us do it or not, or whether there's any longer terms, we're in the early stages, but something completely different, not quite a full-size flat, but sort of the hybrid in between, which we do feel there's a huge market for, and that'll be aimed at the LHA market.
Okay.
Because in Oldham there's a huge waiting list for people that are eligible for a one-bedroom house. But there's just not around.
Absolutely.
So we're going to try and fill that gap if we can.
Fantastic, and I will definitely talk to you about that because I work on the social side of things.
Of course,
so I would
of
love
course.
to talk to you about that project. And I know we've been chatting with. I think this is a really hot topic at the moment, and I've done an interview this morning with an architect, and we were talking about prefabs and new construction and tiny homes and co-living, and there is a real shift of how people are living and how they want to live. And I think investors such as yourself, you're seeing into the future and you're catering for what the market really needs.
Yeah, definitely so. I think in any business you've got to evolve. I've never been one to be the sheep that follows. We was doing HMOs a good few years ago where there wasn't that many in Oldham, or not that many decent ones at least. And now because of the low property prices, you have people coming from all over the country that want to buy in Oldham.
Proximity to Manchester.
Metrolink's
arrived.
The Metrolink
is a great
key.
addition to the town.
It's been huge. I mean, Oldham Council, bless them, that they're spending millions and millions in the town centre, but unfortunately it doesn't encourage the locals to stay in there. They still migrate into Manchester, into Bury. However, people still want to live there. The HMO market's pretty saturated at the moment, to the extent where we're kind of, well, do you know what, we'll leave it, let the boat settle and see where we are. But we're quite excited with the micro sort of flats and maybe communal area. But what's important within that kind of living is you've got to look at the demographic you're aiming at. I've seen some great things on Facebook where people are doing it in London. I think there's one down in Croydon. Looks absolutely fantastic, and I was going, wow, that's amazing. And then but if you could bring that and put it in Oldham, you think,
is it going to work?
If people had rented it, but it's just how it got treated.
Exactly.
So you've got to have that fine balance of high quality, affordable accommodation. Not for the right price for the tenant, and obviously the right price for the investor.
Yeah, I agree. That's totally agree with you. But I do think, like you said, I think this is going to become more and more popular, and I'm glad you are exploring these types of strategies now, so that you'll be ahead of everyone else. And when they jump on the bandwagon in 3 or 4 years, you'll be on like co-living schemes for God knows what by then.